it is the 104th edition of the Red Bluff Roundup this year. Here reporting live in a very rainy Red Bluff, Tyler Van Dyke, the North States News. Kind of a rough start to the season so far. What do you guys need to do to get it done and get a dub tonight? Huge defensive plays, two loud and crazy cheering sections supporting their teams, and it came down to the very end. Coach, talk to me first about your guys' comeback season this year being the second best in the state for total points compared to last season. Good evening, Ariana. I'm here with JJ Harrison, rodeo clown, superstar of the show, anything you really want to call him. He's an entertainer. So JJ, talk to us about just what it's like being out in the arena during the performance. This was a very high-scoring, emotional, and chippy game here for the Northern Section Division II title game. To me and you, this may look like an ordinary softball, but this helps cement the Chico Peppers' legacy. Coach Richards, talk to me about how you're feeling going into this first Week 1 matchup against Lassen tonight. Foothill High offensive lineman Gabe Miller told me he found out he was selected to play in the Blue-Gray All-American Bowl game while at a camp at Oregon State. Here at Boomtown BMX in Shasta Lake, anyone, any age, can learn how to jump here like Daniel and Mike.
North States News' Tyler Van Dyke sat down with the Foothill High senior before he leaves and joins us now with more on their conversation. Hey, Tyler.
Good evening, Glenn. Foothill High offensive lineman Gabe Miller told me he found out he was selected to play in the Blue-Gray All-American Bowl game while at a camp at Oregon State.
I just looked down at my phone and I saw that there was a Twitter message. Usually you get recruited through Twitter, and they said that I got selected, and I thought that it was kind of fishy at first because I was like, did I really get selected?
Gabe Miller, a 6'5", 290-pound offensive lineman for the Foothill High Cougars, did get selected, getting recognition that doesn't come around often for the players who battle in the trenches.
You don't see them a lot. They kind of do the dirty work and then don't get the rewards for it.
Miller will represent the North State as a member of the West team in the Blue-Gray All-American Bowl game in a battle of players from the eastern and western parts of the country.
It just means a lot to me to show my parents and my team like what it really means to me and how special it is. I'm just appreciative that I got the invite.
Shockingly, the two-time All-Eastern League and Northern Section CIF offensive lineman never played football before high school.
The growth from 4 years, you don't put that into perspective very much, that it was 4 years of my life.
Miller says he owes a ton of credit to the Cougars trainer, a former NFL player, Soma Vainuku.
He's really transformed me into who I am today, and he's the reason that I play the way I do.
The game is also a showcase for Miller, who has one offer from Jamestown University in North Dakota, but is looking to get more colleges on his radar. The offensive tackle wants to go D1 with aspirations of going to the pros.
If I keep getting better from high school to college, why not go from college to NFL?
If that doesn't work out, Miller says he would take the path into law enforcement as a fourth-generation police officer.
I'm just excited to represent me and who I am and who I'm playing for, and just really put myself on the map.
If you want to watch Gabe play in the Blue-Gray All-American Bowl game, it's airing Monday night at 8 on the Impact Football Network. You can find the link to that on our website. Good luck, Gabe. Make the North State proud. Tyler Van Dyke, the North States News.
The North States News' Tyler Van Dyke was at the big game and joins us now with some highlights. Hey, Tyler.
Glenn, this title game had everything you would want it to have, with back-and-forth scoring, huge defensive plays, two loud and crazy cheering sections supporting their teams, and it came down to the very end. The Lions made their first basket to start off the game on a jumper by junior Colin Matos. St. Bernard's then answered right back on a floater by sophomore Garrett Shanahan. It was a back-and-forth first half that saw a few lead changes, and thanks to a three-pointer and ensuing made free throw there by Liam Dyer, the Crusaders went into the half of 24-21. In the second half, it stayed an extremely close game, with both teams trading buckets and creating turnovers. It was a one-point game at the end of the third quarter, until sophomore Micah Skinner knocked it down from beyond the arc with a few seconds left, making the Lions student section go crazy. Shout out to the two student sections for bringing the energy the whole game. The game came down to the wire, and with under a minute to play, this huge corner three by junior Carson Costa would put St. Bernard's up 2, and the Crusaders would go on to win it 48-46. I caught up with the winning coach afterward.
Hey, Crusader Nation, what a showing. Coming 3 hours away, 3.5 on a bus, come supporting our team. St. Mary's like no other school that I've seen that does these kind of things. Without our fans tonight, we don't win the game. Without our administration making those moves and getting our kids here tonight, we don't win the game. So I'm just so happy for the team, the fans, and everybody.
Coach Gilday also told me that Carson Costa, who made that three-pointer to seal the win for them, broke his nose last Saturday, and they didn't think he was even going to play tonight. Even with wearing a mask tonight to protect his nose, Costa sank the biggest shot of his life in clutch time. Pretty remarkable.
The North States News' Tyler Van Dyke spoke with the players and coaches earlier tonight and joins us now with more on their incredible runs. Tyler?
Good evening, Glenn. It's quite a comeback story for the Junior Eagles after the president of the program, Nate Eccles, tells me they dealt with embezzlement by a former board member a few years ago that pretty much bankrupted them, leaving them to rebuild the program and trust of the players, parents, and the community.
We've really been able to bring a program back from the brink, and the success has been not necessarily the championships or the wins that we've had, but the growth and the pride in the community.
Both the West Valley Junior Eagles 12U team and 10U team are undefeated and are going to the regional crossover championships in Grass Valley on Saturday, November 16th. The coach of the 12U team, Travis Gurney, says this group of kids is special.
We all play as friends and teammates. We don't care who scores touchdowns. It's one of our friends just scored, our team scored. But I think that's what separates this team from most teams.
Gurney has coached this group of players for 3 years and says their work ethic and dedication is unparalleled.
The time and effort and the work that these kids put in to get to where they are, it's unbelievable. I mean, you forget that these kids are only 11 and 12 years old.
Motivating the team this season was the close loss they suffered in the league championship last year against Gridley, leading them to come in this year with a chip on their shoulder and something to prove.
It was a very emotional game for a lot of those kids. I mean, they left 100% of it on the field. That carried in the offseason. It carried all through the entire regular season. Our guys they did not want to have that feeling of what happened to us at the 12U level the previous year. And so they came out with a purpose. They played their game. They played as a team, played unselfish football, and were very successful in what they did.
I also spoke with a few of the players about their incredible run this year.
This is probably the greatest team I've ever been a part of for football. I mean, beat every team, pretty much mercy rolled all of them. Highest scoring team, lowest giving up points.
With the championships coming up, the kids say they are ready.
I'm nervous, but mostly excited because this is the first time it's happened in our history. We feel confident.
It's been a very great season. Everybody's working together, working hard. Hopefully just finish it off with a good note.
As mentioned, the 12U and 10U Junior Eagles teams will both head to the regional championships in Grass Valley in a North versus South matchup on Saturday, November 16th.
And the North States News' Tyler Van Dyke was at Enterprise High School for our Extra Point Game of the Week. He joins us now in the studio with highlights of a game that came down to the wire. Good evening, Tyler.
That's right, Glenn. It definitely came down to the wire. This game was exactly what I expected it to be. It had big plays, high scoring, electricity from both sidelines and their fans, and a dramatic fourth quarter. Let's get to the highlights. Enterprise welcoming the Wolves into the Hornets' nest for this first round Division II playoff matchup. Shasta taking the opening kick inside Enterprise territory and dual threat quarterback Justin Pauly punching it in to start off the scoring, but they would not convert the 2-point attempt, keeping the score 6-0. The Wolves would then recover the ensuing onside kick and go down and score right away with a spectacular jump right there by Tyler Jones. At the start of the second, the Hornets dual threat quarterback J.J. Johnson taking that one in for 6, but they would botch the snap on the extra point attempt, making it 13-6. Shasta with the ball back a few possessions later, Pauly scrambling and finding number 21 Owen Kreider downfield, and he would take it the rest of the way for the score. The Hornets would answer right before halftime, Johnson finding his guy Porter Fisher in the end zone to make it 20-12 at half. Then, with 3 minutes in the third quarter, Johnson would connect with Fisher again down the sideline for the touchdown and would again find him for the 2-point conversion to tie it up at 20. After getting the ball back, Johnson slinging it to a wide-open Aiden McFall, and he would take it 30 yards for the score. They would botch the snap again on the extra point attempt to make it 26-20. Not a great night for special teams. And with 15 seconds left, Shasta with one last opportunity trying the hook and ladder, and it would not get very far. Enterprise taking this one 26-20 and moving on to round 2. On to some other games around the North State that took place tonight as reported on Max Preps. In Orland, the Trojans went against the Pierce Bears and they take home the win 42-6. Then for Reading Christian, it was a shutout victory against the Etna Lions 29-0. East Nicholas was home for tonight's playoff game, the Spartans bringing down the Durham Trojans 40-28. UPrep went against Gridley, but the Bulldogs brought their A game, taking the win tonight 26-10. Hayfork went against Big Valley, the Timberjacks grabbing an impressive blowout victory 52-0. Lastly was Live Oak versus Lassen, the Grizzlies winning against the Lions 42-13. Also not pictured here, Red Bluff won their game tonight with a shutout win 42-0 over Las Plumas, their first playoff win since 1999.